You are checking out Behind the Lens on WJZ.com. We're digging just a little bit deeper into Denise's story about Smith Island. We talked a little bit prior about the struggle, the battle of nature. That's something that you noticed, but you said the community there is tight.
The people are very, very united. I mean, you can, because this is Behind the Lens, to give you a little more background, there are some families on Smith Island that can trace their heritage back to the 1680s, when two men, John Tyler and John Evans, were the first two to come to Smith Island and stay there and create a life there. And when you go to the cemetery, which I did, and if you ever go to Smith Island, I would urge you to do it. There are 3 churches, 3 cemeteries, one reverend for all 3 churches, 3 communities, 3 churches. In any case, if you go into the cemetery, you will see the same names over and over and over. We laugh because we think, oh, I can trace my family, 3 generations. They laugh. I mean, literally, some of these families go back 400 years.
And we heard in your piece, for those who've already seen it, that they're just dedicated to staying. They know that the island is eroding, that there are some nature battles that they're fighting, but they say this is our home.
Well, the people who remain there, yes, absolutely, are dedicated to stay. There are some people that are beginning to move in. I met when I was there some people who are retirees who have decided to live there. But they're older, and that is one of the big challenges they have, is their population is aging, and a lot of the young people have to leave. Like the young man, Aiden.
Yes.
They love it there, but they have to leave because the opportunity, as you can imagine, is limited to what they can earn by, by fishing and by oystering and crabbing. Nothing can grow on that land. You have to remember that. They have a little tomato garden, but other than that, everything has to be shipped in. Everything. And that ferry that we took over is the only way that those people can get produce, can get the objects they need, if they need parts for their motors or whatever. That ferry is their only connection. They literally are that isolated. There's one gas station, one.
Yes, one.
That services all of the boats and everything. So, I mean, when we say they're isolated, I mean they're isolated in a way that very few communities in this country still are. Very few. So to live there, they have to be determined.
Yes.
And as you heard the one person say, 60 to 70% of the time now, the tide comes right up to their front porch, which means you can't really grow grass. It's very hard to grow grass or flowers are the things you think about because the salt water, of course, would kill them. So, I mean, they're determined, they're resilient, but they are connected and they look out for each other. And you're not going to have a class distinction on Smith Island. They're all sort of working at the same level and living at the same level, but it's a very quiet, a very beautiful life. They will tell you the peace, the quiet, and for those people who have remained, there's no other place they would be.
No other place they'd rather be. Denise, thank you so much for talking with us. Thank you for stopping by WJZ.com. You've been watching Behind the Lens.